Welcome to today's 5-minute Bible study in the book of 2 Corinthians. Today we begin looking at chapter 7. Now you remember as we wrapped up chapter 6, Paul had encouraged the Corinthians not to be yoked together with unbelievers. For it reminded them when you have that kind of bonding with those who are not of faith, that has an effect on you and your faith, and it's not a good effect. He says it's like bringing idols into the temple of God. We are the temple of the living God. So why would the worship of other gods be allowed within us? You see his concern. So he says, don't be yoked with unbelievers. And also along that line he made the comment, don't touch any unclean thing. And he continues that thought now in chapter 7. Therefore, since we have these promises, dear friends, these are the promises of God, that we are the temple of God. Since we have these promises, dear friends, let us purify ourselves from everything that contaminates body and spirit, perfecting holiness out of reverence for God. In other words, when we experience the saving grace of our Lord Jesus Christ, he intends to make us into his temple, that's what he just finished saying, and to make us holy. For you see, the temple of God is sacred space. It is holy space. Therefore, since we are the temple, the people of God, we are meant to be a holy people. Therefore, we are to perfect holiness out of reverence for God. Now, the perfection of holiness comes not through our own effort, but through the grace of God that is transforming us, making us more and more into the image of Christ. He is the one who perfects holiness in us through our faith in Jesus. But we must not allow ourselves to be contaminated by that which is unclean. Now you recall, of course, that in the Old Testament there's a tremendous distinction between that which is clean and that which is unclean. This was a lesson to the children of Israel that the people of God must avoid that which is unclean. Now, as Christians, we must not allow anything into our life that is unclean. That is, that has not been purified by the grace of God. Of course, this would include sin and transgressions and wrongful attitudes and wrongful associations. That's what he just said. Don't be in fellowship with unbelievers, because their uncleanness might contaminate your life. God is making you into his temple, his holy people. And therefore, you must not allow yourselves to be contaminated by that which is impure, by that which is unclean. So, Christians are to live a life of faith in the God who purifies us and makes us holy. And we are to live a life of cleanliness and of godliness and of holiness, because we are his holy people. And therefore we must keep out of our lives those things that might contaminate the holiness of God. Now, most of us are pretty well aware of that which in this world is unclean. We know that which can cause us problems. We know the things that can get into our life, attitudes and actions and behavior and associations with the wrong kind of people that can bring a sense of uncleanness. We know what makes us unclean. We do. We know what tempts us. So, Paul says, avoid those things. Don't allow those things into your life. So in essence, he's saying to Christians, keep a guard over your life. Keep a guard over your heart. Keep a guard over your soul. And don't allow things to come in, to creep into your life that will lead you away from God, that will diminish your faith, and that will lead to things that are unholy. You want to live a life of utter devotion to God so that his holiness in you may be perfected out of reverence for God. So keep believing, keep trusting, and keep letting God make your life more and more in the image of Christ. Hope you join us tomorrow. We continue looking at chapter 7 in our 5-minute Bible study in the book of 2 Corinthians.